This video has already changed thousands of lives, people just like you and me. How do I know that? Because this video you're about to watch was a part of a challenge I ran 2 months ago for 5,400 young people just like us. Most advice out there feels overwhelming, doesn't really work. That's why I created this 14-day framework. It worked for them, it worked for me, and now it's your turn. You can approach this 2 ways. Watch the video first and come back to take action, or dive in right now, pausing after each step to implement as you go. And to show you that this isn't just another self-improvement video out there, here are real stories from the people who have gotten their life changed through the video you're watching right now.
When we first started the challenge, I was a bit like, is this really gonna have a big effect? I mean, 2 weeks, am I really gonna stick to it for 2 weeks? The progress from just the challenge was significant.
Yeah, so I did the 14-day challenge, and I saw a lot of value in that because in a short period of time, I felt I became more disciplined and learned a lot.
You know, especially if somebody watched your video and they feel sad and they feel like they want to change, by clicking on the link to join a channel to change yourself is already a huge step of taking action, because that step can lead you to a whole different life in the future.
Yeah.
So this all happened because I joined the challenge and I started changing. I started doing the habits correct. I started watching your videos that you posted. So a lot of people should know that by clicking and by being curious on changing your life, by taking that easy action, it can be a whole new life for you.
If you've watched this far, you're clearly interested in changing your life. You've already done the first step. You've clicked on this video and you've stayed this far. Good job. You should be really proud of yourself for coming this far, because most people have probably already clicked off this video because it didn't give them enough dopamine. But you're here. Good job. But let me be real with you. This will only work as long as you take action and go through all of the days, because this won't work if you quit in the middle or now at the start. The only thing you have to do is watch the video and take action. That's it. But now, let's get into the challenge and actually change your life. Welcome to day 2. During this challenge, there will be a moment when you realize that everything changed. There will be something you did or something I said that made everything click. You will look back at this moment in a few months or a year and realize that that's when everything clicked. I say this because that's how I felt now when I look back at the things I did in October 2022 that changed my whole life. Because around 3 years ago, on the 23rd of December, the day before Christmas, was the worst day of my life. I was 16 and on Christmas break from school, having just come home from buying weed. I went upstairs to stash my 5 grams of weed thinking I was safe. But when I entered my room, I saw my father sitting on my bed holding an empty bag of weed he had found in my backpack. "What is this?" Dad asked, looking straight into my eyes. I couldn't lie anymore. I was caught. I confirmed this suspicion and told him the truth. He then told my mom, and then everything escalated very quickly. I was sent to an emergency department in Stockholm for people under 20 at risk of drug or alcohol abuse. There I sat with my mom, who wasn't angry but just deeply disappointed in me. At that moment, I realized I needed to change, not just regarding weed, but all my bad habits. I was playing video games, I was always watching YouTube and binge watching some Netflix show. I was wasting a lot of time on social media, and I was addicted to weed. At that time, I didn't know what self-improvement was. I didn't study in school, and I remember that I always used to see self-improvement videos on YouTube that really used to motivate me. But I could never actually change. I was stuck in this phase for about a year. I tried many things, but nothing worked. I felt that if I didn't change my life now, I would never achieve my goal of financial freedom and would forever disappoint my parents. I wanted to improve, make my parents proud and become the best version of myself. But I didn't know how, and you can probably relate. I saw YouTube videos from people that motivated me, but I was never able to stay consistent. They were always too hard. Until one day, I saw a video on YouTube from someone called Hamza. He talked about a morning routine and said something specific that changed my life. You don't need to do something extreme, you just need to start at level 1. So I began doing just a few easy activities every single day, and after just 14 days, everything changed. I was finally able to stay consistent. I became more productive and happier. If I didn't start at level 1 that day and instead tried something extreme, I would have quit and reverted back to my old habits and continued to making my parents disappointed. If you want to maximize your improvement from this challenge, then the most important thing, more important than anything else you can do, is take action. Taking action is a skill exactly like any other skill in a video game. And what do we do when we try leveling up a skill in a video game? We're noobs in the taking action skill. Do we as noobs start trying to slay the big dragon boss? No, we don't. The noob starts at small chickens or minions first. This means that we will start at taking action on stuff that's easy. Start just meditating for 30 seconds with me. Seriously. Close your eyes right now. Let's meditate for 30 seconds together. Take a deep breath in and out. Keep your eyes closed. Take a deep breath in and then hold it at the top. Holding for 1, 2, 3, and out. Notice how everything feels. Notice if there's any sounds outside of this video. Just notice them. How does your hands feel? How does your legs feel? What you're experiencing right now is the present moment. Just be here for a couple of seconds. Well done. You can now open your eyes. You probably didn't expect that you would meditate during this checkpoint. But the most important thing about taking action is doing it even when we don't really feel like doing it. Because this proves to yourself that you're in control. Follow this challenge exactly as I say, and you will see incredible results. For tomorrow's checkpoint, you're going to start taking a few steps in developing productive habits. Those habits that you will learn tomorrow are the foundations for improvement. And if I didn't start doing those things that I will share with you tomorrow, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Tomorrow is going to be a really exciting day. So don't forget to submit your answer for today's checkpoint. Today, I just want to know what you thought about this short meditation practice that we did today. Answer the question right now and submit your answer to unlock day 3 for tomorrow. And don't miss tomorrow's checkpoint. It's going to be super important. That's all I'd say at this checkpoint. I'm out. Day 3. Developing the habits. Yesterday, you practiced your action-taking skill through meditating during the video. I looked at your submission yesterday, and I'll continue to look at all your submissions during this challenge. Good work yesterday. In today's checkpoint, you'll learn the foundational skills for improvement. Exactly like you level up in a video game, you level up your skills in the same way IRL. This is what we gamers call in real life. The real life skills that you will focus on at leveling up during this challenge are the action taking skill, the physical health, mental health, mindset, and the productivity skill. In today's checkpoint, we're going to focus on mental health, physical health. Good mental health will make everything so much easier. Let's imagine a scenario where you had perfect mental health. You were happy almost all day and you felt so proud of all your achievements. In this perfect scenario, do you think that you would have a problem with scrolling too much on your phone or indulging in instant gratification? Probably not. In this perfect mental health scenario, do you think that you would struggle with working out consistently? No, it would be pretty unlikely, and I bet you'd actually feel kind of good when working out. Let's flip it. Let's say that you had really poor mental health, negative thoughts almost all throughout your day, and you have symptoms of depression. Would it be easy to go to the gym? No, it would be almost impossible. Would you scroll on your phone all day, not do anything productive? Most likely. Good mental health will make you process most of the things that you're doing in a positive way. Procrastination, lack of motivation, negative talk, no self-discipline, and a poor diet. Most people look at all these problems the wrong way. All these problems that you and I are experiencing are not actually problems. They are all symptoms of the real problem, of poor mental health. We can make a lot of progress in just 2 weeks. There are 2 really simple exercises that we can do to improve our mental health. Mindfulness and gratitude. That's the first thing that we will improve in this challenge. We will improve our mental health. The second thing that we will improve during this challenge, that is your physical health and building a fit physique. You will smile every time you look in the mirror. You will feel so proud of yourself for the progress that you've made. Exercise, and specifically lifting weights, gives you and the entire world a clear indicator of the real hard work and effort that you've put in. It doesn't matter if you want to get better grades, make money online, or build a business. Without focusing on your mental health and your physical health, you are always going to swim upstream. Creating the game plan. Bring out a physical paper and a pen right now. And remember to do this especially if you don't feel like it. Good job. Now we will create the game plan that you will follow throughout the next 10 days of the challenge. So the activities you should write up are: wake up when the alarm rings, go to the toilet if you need to, then meditation 5 minutes, then gratitude journal 2 things that you're grateful for, about 5 to 10 minutes, then a short and easy exercise of 5 to 10 minutes. Give yourself around 10 minutes to get out of bed in the morning so that you can go to the toilet and stuff like that before you start the morning routine. 10 minutes after your alarm rings, then the meditation session starts. You'll start with meditating for just 5 minutes. For this step, I recommend using the Medito app. I've recommended it before and I'll do it again. I did the guided daily meditation for 5 minutes. And this will help us become more mindful, which is, if you remember, was one of the cornerstones of improving your mental health. Then you'll gratitude journal for 10 minutes. Gratitude journal is when you grab a piece of paper and a pen and you just write down stuff that you're grateful for. I'm hoping that you do this on a physical paper or in a journal, because otherwise you'd make me pretty disappointed. And the last step of the morning routine is a short and easy exercise. This was when I did my 30 push-ups and 30 sit-ups. The type of exercise you do doesn't really matter. The most important is that it feels relatively easy to do, and I recommend that you do something that you can do in your room, because that will make it a lot easier for you. For this morning routine to work, you will need to be 100% focused on doing the activities and minimizing the distractions. So I genuinely recommend that you don't check your phone during the morning routine. Once you've done the morning routine, then go ahead and go through your phone. This will be the morning routine that you will follow throughout the challenge. So starting from tomorrow, this is the schedule that you will follow. Now, let's go over the things that we're not going to be doing. I want you to get rid of all the instant gratification habits that you're doing, such as scrolling on social media, watching Netflix, playing video games, and watching YouTube videos. And I want you to keep the most fun activity out of all of them. I kept watching YouTube videos, and I watched them for 1 hour every day. Keep the most fun instant gratification activity and stop doing everything else. This will restore a lot of the fast dopamine that you're currently addicted to and will become more focused. And you'll find that you'll enjoy watching YouTube videos or using your phone more, because this time you've actually earned it. Your submission for today is upload a picture of the schedule that you've just created. So grab your phone, take a picture of the schedule, and then upload it here and submit it so I can take a look at it. What you can do is that you put this schedule up on your wall in your room. This is exactly what I do, because it's very, very easy to track at what time I should do a specific activity. Tomorrow, you will start doing these habits. And you're going to start doing this throughout the next 10 days. That's all I'd say at this checkpoint. I'm out. Day 4. What did you experience on your first day? Did you encounter any difficulties or obstacles during the morning routine? Or did it go smoothly? You may experience a bit of a hard time focusing during the meditation, coming up things that you're grateful for, or being motivated to do your daily exercises. And that's totally fine. Right now, you're not only creating new good habits for yourself, but you're also practicing discipline and consistency. One of the most important steps in becoming disciplined is just showing up. Just continue to show up every single day without expecting to be amazing. We'll get into discipline more on day 10. Just know that you're also leveling up your discipline skill during this challenge. What you're doing right now is that you've replaced your previous bad habits with productive good ones. A fun question to think of: what do you think your friends did this morning? They probably instantly went and checked their phone, right? Going through Snapchat and Instagram and have already fried their brain on social media. What did you do? You woke up like a monk, and the first thing you did was meditate. You're soon going to realize that it's actually pretty easy to beat most of the competition around you. There will come times during this challenge when you're not going to feel motivated to continue, and experiencing that feeling is totally okay. I want to prepare you by teaching you about a concept that is very valuable to understand when you're not feeling motivated. This concept is based on that there are 2 types of motivations: external and internal. In a few days, you will start to experience internal motivation, and that type of motivation is the best part. The other type of motivation is external. This is the things that come from the outside. These are from the things that you hear or see. This is what we experience when we see a YouTube video or a movie. This motivation can be good to get you started, but the best type of motivation that is long-term is internal motivation. You will most likely start to experience this motivation soon, or you may have already started experiencing it. There's a really common myth though that a lot of people believe. That myth is that we need to be inspired or highly motivated before we can start working towards our goals. All successful people know that that mindset is a trap. Because if we wait for motivation to strike, then we will just procrastinate until that motivation arrives. The thing that all successful people know is that taking action every single day, despite how we feel, will give us the momentum and the motivation needed to keep going. One of the most important things I learned from the Compound Effect book, which is a book I recommend that you get now that you have so much free time, was that when most people decide to achieve new goals, they ask, I have my goal, what do I need to do to get it? It's not a bad question, but the question we should ask ourselves is, who do I need to become? Tomorrow's checkpoint, you will learn who you are becoming through doing this challenge. Tomorrow's checkpoint is one of my personal favorites. For today's checkpoint, I want you to ask yourself, what are the things that you're proud of today? Write down 2 things in the submission form that you are proud of. It can be your efforts towards growing yourself. It can be that you started developing habits. So do this now. Send in your answer. Keep following the game plan. You're on your way to making a lot of progress. And tomorrow you'll learn exactly the type of person you are on your way of becoming right now. That's all I'd say this checkpoint. I'm out. Day 5. Self-image. Who you have to become. Around 3 years ago, I was an example of a goofy underachiever. I had bad grades, 0 productivity, and a reputation for being the class clown. Mainly because that's what people expected from me. I even leaned into it, doing goofy things just to live up to the label. But then I stumbled upon something that changed everything. I went from being the guy that everyone thought was a joke, wasting time, smoking weed, to being the guy who outruns, outworks, and outshines all my friends. What I learned didn't just change my habits, it changed how I viewed myself. And that made all the difference. Today, we're going to talk about self-image. Self-image is essentially how you view yourself. It's the mental picture you have of your own abilities, appearance, and personality. Think of it like a character in a video game. Just as you customize your avatar based on certain traits and skills, your self-image is how you perceive your own character in real life. I saw myself as not good enough, and because of that, everyone else did too. You act based on who you think you are. So if we change who you think you are, your actions will automatically change with how you view yourself. There are 2 things that we can do right now to drastically improve the way we view ourselves. Those 2 things are reminders and action. I want to add another part of your routine. I want you to take 10 minutes every time you go to bed for the rest of this challenge to remind yourself of the productive things that you have done today. You can write, I am this type of person because I did this today. You're already taking action. So the only thing you have to do now to improve your self-image is to remind yourself of the actions you've already taken. For example, I'm dedicated to improving my life and achieving my goals because I've watched and followed exactly what Incognito has said during this challenge. I have taken action and I have continued to do so because I'm a disciplined person. The thing about reminding yourself of the actions and effort you've taken is that you have undeniable proof for yourself that you have been productive. If you've taken action during these past few days, then no one can take that away from you. You are a disciplined type of person who can take action on advice. Do this practice every single night before going to bed during this challenge to remind yourself that you are actually deep down able to achieve your goals. Because now you have undeniable proof of that. After you finish your journaling prompt, take a picture right now of the journaling you previously did, if you did in a journal or a physical paper. So go right now, submit your answer. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you a list of the most powerful books that I read when I was at your stage. That changed everything for me. That's all I'd say at this checkpoint. I'm out. Day 6. Just continue doing the habits. The most important thing during this challenge is that you continue following the morning routine and the rules that we created on day 3. That's what's going to get the ball rolling. I know that there's some people who just want to consume videos and not take action. But the thing is that these 14 videos are all you need to get started. The rest is based on if you take action or not. You can consume 1,000 videos on how to improve your life, but the only way you can actually do this in reality is through taking action. For now, just know that the most important thing you can focus on right now is following the rules and the schedule that we created on day 3. Today, there's nothing new you need to learn right now. Tomorrow, you're going to learn how to leverage the compound effect and get the most results possible. But for now, the most important thing you can focus on right now is just doing the habits. Just know that if you're doing your meditation, your gratitude journaling, and a simple exercise, that's all you need to do right now. You don't need to start making anything harder in order to make progress faster. If I was like most YouTubers though, I would tell you that you need to watch this video and learn this and learn that and learn this. But the truth is that the only thing you need to do is just continue and only allow yourself for 1 hour of instant gratification activities. If you feel like you are too bored, then I recommend that you start reading. Here are some of the great books that I recommend that you start reading now that you have so much free time. The Compound Effect by Darren Hart, The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, and Discipline is Destiny by Ryan Holiday. Go do the submission right now. That's all I'd say this video. I'm out. Day 7. Leveraging the Compound Effect. If you were to choose between $3 million in cash at this very moment, or a single penny that doubles in value every day for 31 days, which one would you take? We would take $3 million right now in cash over a single penny. But Darren Hardy, the author of The Compound Effect, reveals that the example is a little bit more complex than that. Imagine that you take $3 million and a friend of yours takes a penny. After 5 days, you will have your 3 million and your friend has only 16 cents. And you probably feel quite good about your choice. By day 10, your friend will have $5.12 and you will most likely have spent some of your money, right? So let's say you spent 10,000 out of your 3 million. So you have 2.99 million left, while your friend still only have $5.12. On day 20, you still have your 2.99 million left and your friend only has $5,243, which seems like nothing compared to your 2.99 million. But then the magic of the compound effect kicks in, and by 31, you still have your 2.99 million, but your friend will have more than $10.7 million. 31 days later, your friend got rewarded for his consistency, and your friend now have more than 3 times your 3 million by only trusting in the compound effect. This is what the core principle and philosophy of the compound effect is. If you consistently make small good habits over a long period of time, you will see massive results. Yet on the other hand, if you make many small bad choices, your bad habits will compound up to significant problems. If it's so simple, why doesn't everyone take advantage of this and fill their life with success? Reason 1. You haven't yet reaped the rewards of the compound effect. The improvement you're currently doing may seem pretty small right now. The reason most people can't take advantage of the compound effect is because they're too impatient. They give up before they start seeing some type of result. Because most people can't even stay consistent for more than 1 week. I've told you to start at level 1 so that you can stay consistent, because even though we start at level 1 or with a single penny, over time, because of the compound effect, our results will compound as long as we stay consistent. Reason 2. Hard work over time is required. Let's be honest, we're not used to putting in the hard work. I learned this around 2 years ago. I did the bare minimum that was required of me. I did my homework, I tried different business ideas, but I didn't do my best. This is something I've noticed on YouTube. Real success comes from hard work over a long period of time. You are going to get results during this challenge. You're going to see progress. But once your efforts are combined with consistency over time, your results will go through the roof. The journey that you're currently on is the start of a journey that will change your entire life. In 5 years, what goals would you like to have achieved for yourself? How much money do you want to make per month? What do you want your body to look like? What relationships do you want to have? Take your time right now to write them down. Specifically, what the things you would like to achieve in the next 5 years in these 3 areas. Business and school, fitness, in relationship. Pause the video right now and write out your 5-year goals. Do this right now. Good job. Now you have a pretty good idea what direction you want to go in. The only thing that's standing in front of you and the goals you have on the paper in front of you is just making these small daily actions. That's it. In tomorrow's checkpoint, I will share a common consistency phenomenon that everybody faces on the journey. Tomorrow's checkpoint, I'm going to share exactly what it is and what we can do about it. Take a picture right now of the 5-year goals and submit them to Unlock Tomorrow, where I will share the solutions to the most common obstacles people face. Go and submit the picture right now. That's all I'd say this checkpoint. I'm out. Day 8. Memory versus time. Effect versus time. Today we're going to talk about something incredibly important. And this is something that nobody in the self-improvement niche is talking about. This concept I'm going to share with you actually comes from a really intelligent businessman called Sam Ovens. We're going to talk about something called cause and effect timeframes. The basic concept of this is that most people often think that the results we get today come from today's actions. Don't today's results come from today's work? Today's results come from things we did a month ago, or maybe even a year ago. You may get small results for the work that you have done. For example, you may feel a little bit happier and more productive after your morning routine. But the real results of the actions you have taken today comes later in the future. The way it works is actually very simple. If we look at the top left of this diagram, we have memory. In the middle, we have time, and to the right, we have effect. The things we do immediately, the actions we take today, we have very good memory of them. Our memory is high. But then, tomorrow, our memory of what we did today becomes less. And then, the next day, our memory of what we did today becomes even less. And over time, our memory of what we did today fades away. But even though we might not remember exactly what we did today in 5 months from now, the results that we get from the actions we have taken today comes in the future. This phenomenon can lead to real catastrophe, and especially in self-improvement and entrepreneurship. Because let's say that there's someone who wants to get more consistent in his productive habits. And let's also say that he's trying to make money through YouTube. He starts watching courses and he's going to stop indulging in instant gratification. And he starts meditating. And he starts reading a few books. And he may have even uploaded a YouTube video. The thing that happened is that he has very good memory of all the actions he has taken today. But he doesn't get that much results immediately. Then that's because results take time. His YouTube video might have gotten like 3 views. The workout he did hasn't really changed how his body looks. So what happens is that he gets discouraged to continue. Because he knows he did some work today. And he can remember it very clearly. But he hasn't gotten that much results today. So then what he thinks is that, oh, the thing I'm doing right now, it must not be working. So he tries something different. And what happens is that he keeps jumping around, trying all of these different advices he sees on YouTube and in books. But he never escapes this until he understands and applies this concept into his life. What I'm trying to explain right now is that even though the things you are doing today with meditation, gratitude journaling, and working out may not get really big results today, that's because exactly like in the example, the things you did today, you remember them well, but you'll get the results later in the future. So the easiest way we can separate ourselves from the average people who are trying to just improve their life is by understanding this concept. So be patient with the results. Don't be eager to see them instantly, because they will come. The next part of this phenomenon is understanding how things will look like in the future. The purpose of tomorrow's checkpoint is to show you that the work you're doing now will pay off, and it will pay off huge in the future. And tomorrow we're going to look at exactly what that will look like for you. Go into the submission right now. That's all I'd say at this checkpoint. I'm out. Day 9. You choose what your life will look like in 5 years. Every single action you take affects the outcome of how your life will look like in the future. Or more specifically, every single action you take is a vote for how your future life will look like. Do instant gratification and you vote for failure. Do delayed gratification and you vote for success. Instant gratification are activities that feel good right now, but in the long run makes our life worse. Lying on the couch watching TV, playing video games and scrolling on TikTok feels good right now, but in the long run, if we do that, you and I both know that we are voting for failure. Delayed gratification is the inverse of instant gratification. Delayed gratification are the things that feel a little bit hard right now, but in the long run, they improve our life. These are activities such as working out, meditating, eating clean, working, studying. They might feel a little bit hard to start doing, but in the long run, if we do that, we are voting for success. Now, in the future, the thing that's going to determine if you reach your goals in the future or not all depends on the sum total of actions we have made. The more delayed gratification activities we do, the more votes are put forth in favor of the one who reach it. And the more instant gratification activities we do, the more we've put a vote forth for the one who doesn't. Which version of yourself are you going to vote for to win the election? The version of you who meets his goals, or the version of you who doesn't? The only thing that determines who wins this election between the one who meets your goals and the one who doesn't, and as a result that you become in the future, is the actions you take. Now, I want to be clear with one thing, because there was one thing that I didn't learn until months after my self-improvement journey started. I remember that I used to feel really bad when I sometimes watched YouTube videos or did some other type of instant gratification activity. What I forgot to do was analyze the consequences of the actions I took. Yes, we might have done something stupid in the moment, just because it felt good right now. We might have listened to our lizard brain and indulged in instant gratification. Small failures like that can happen doesn't have a big long-term negative effect. What does have a long-term negative effect is feeling bad for your mistakes. As long as you don't consistently do them over a long period of time, there's no real reason to dwell on the mistakes you've already made. That just makes it worse. Instead, get back on the horse and start focusing on your future good actions. Remember that every single good and bad thing is a part of your self-improvement journey. Your self-improvement journey doesn't end just because you do instant gratification one day. This is just the beginning. We're not going to quit. We might fail, we might fall back into our old habits, but we will always get back up again. We will always keep going, and keep going, and keep going, no matter what. Because we are the successful version of ourselves, and we won't make small failures into big ones. We will go more into how successful people handle failures and how we can do the same on day 12. Go do your submission right now. That's all I'd say at this checkpoint. I'm out. Day 10. You are what you consume. Almost everyone spends time consuming content on the internet. Even the successful people you see on YouTube or that we read about consume some type of information, whether that's in books, podcasts, or YouTube videos. This checkpoint is going to be about inputs. Inputs can come from the things we eat, the people we hang out with, but also the content we watch on a daily basis. In this scenario, this is what I call inputs. And depending on what inputs you get on a daily basis has a big effect on what output we later get. In this example, outputs are the actions we take and the result that we get. So by getting inputs from consuming my content in this challenge and on YouTube, this has resulted in a specific output. You've started meditating, gratitude journaling, and working out. Whoever we listen to, whether it's me or someone else, we want to focus on consuming inputs from the people that give us good outputs. If our inputs is consuming TikTok, Netflix shows, and Mr. Beast videos, what outputs or result will we get from that? We'll probably get influenced to do more things that feel good in the moment. Every input that comes into our mind from the people that we hang out with and the videos that we watch on YouTube affects us in either a negative way or a positive way. There's a really old famous statement that goes like this: you're the average of the top 5 people you spend the most time with. The new statement of this is you are the average of the top 5 people you consume the most content from. If you watch people who just do random stupid shit, you are more likely to do random stupid shit. If you watch people who do good and productive shit, you are more likely to do good and productive shit. It's that simple. If we accept average advice from average people living average lives, can I expect to be anything but average? The truth is that no, you can't. If your friends are saying that you're weird or any other stupid shit because you are on self-improvement, then the truth is that what they say doesn't matter because it isn't correct. Let's be real. Most of your friends are probably jackasses. Let's say that we accept the advice of our friends who tells us that you're young and you should just enjoy your young years and just have fun. Because this is a common statement that a lot of my friends have told me when they see me working hard on this YouTube channel and on myself. What would happen if we accepted their advice? We would do the things that feel good today for the cost of a worse tomorrow. We would go to parties, play video games and watch TikTok all day. But what happens after we've done that for a few years? We will be at the same place we were a few years ago. The only difference is that we're probably gonna be depressed because we will have regret not working more seriously. My point is that go onto YouTube without getting hooked into looking at a video and go through every single one of the people you subscribe to, and I want you to unsubscribe from everyone that doesn't influence you in a good way. Do this right now. Then take a screenshot or a picture of the subscriber list that you have left. Tomorrow we're gonna go over how to handle failures on self-improvement in depth. So go submit your picture right now. Good job for staying consistent in the challenge. That's all I'd say this checkpoint. I'm out. Day 11. How to handle failures on self-improvement. I've failed many of my goals. When I started in YouTube in 2022, my goal was to reach 100 subscribers. I got around 30. I remember that I felt like shit. I had made a promise to myself, but I didn't reach it. What I learned around 1.5 years ago is that there is one mindset shift that changed everything for me. The thing that I learned that changed everything was that failing can feel like a major setback, but it's a natural step of self-improvement. I'll say that again. Failing can feel like a major setback, but it's a natural part of self-improvement. That means that failing is necessary for improvement. The reason I learned this was because I failed. Failure is a clear indicator of progress. As babies, we don't get upset when we couldn't walk, and neither did our parents. They saw failure as a step forward towards success. We learned to walk through trial and error. We tried to walk, we failed. We tried to walk and then we fall. We tried to walk and then we fall. And then we cry and then we fall again and then we cry. But the thing is that this process is similar to how we achieve any goal in life. Because now, what can we do? Walking is normal for us now, right? We don't even think, oh, we need to take the first left leg first and then the right leg first and then the left leg, right? We don't think about it. We've already achieved that. And we did it through trial and error. That's exactly how we achieve any goal in life. Through failing, improving, failing, improving. To succeed, we must reframe failure as positive. This starts with how we react to it. Instead of labeling ourselves as failures, we should simply acknowledge that we have failed at a specific task. This small shift in perspective can make all the difference. Whether it's cheating on a diet, procrastinating, or missing a gym session, failing doesn't define you. So for today's submission, I want you to write down your failures. It can be something you did before this challenge, or it can be something that you failed during this challenge. Maybe there was one day when you didn't manage to be productive at all. Now it's time to bring those failures into the light and reshape them into lessons by using this journaling prompt. I have failed. Then insert the failure. This failure is a part of my journey towards my goal. Do this journaling prompt right now and take 10 minutes and write down more than just a prompt if you want to. We're getting closer towards the end of the challenge. You have done a great job. You are outperforming so many people in consistency right now, just through getting to day 10. Tomorrow we will reflect back on the improvements you have made during this challenge. Do the submission right now. That's all I'd say in this video. I'm out. Day 12. How has your life changed during the last 12 days? On day 5, we talked about self-image. You learned that self-image is essentially how you see yourself. It's the mental picture you have of your own abilities, appearance, and personality. Similar to characters in a video game, just as you customize your avatar based on certain traits and skills, your self-image is how you perceive your own character in real life. During the last 10 days, you have improved your habits and you've made huge improvements to your life that you probably didn't know a month ago was even possible. Today I want you to acknowledge the progress that you have made. I want you to remind yourself of the type of person that you are actually becoming through this challenge. So take 10 minutes right now, bring out a journal or a paper and remind yourself of all the work that you have done throughout this challenge. and what type of person you are because of it. I have done blank, and that makes me a blank type of person. For example, I've taken action for the last 10 days. I've been following a morning routine where I've meditated, journaled, and worked out, and that makes me a type of person who is able to stay consistent. Right now, there's nothing new for you. Just continue doing the habits and neglect to indulge in all the instant gratification. Right now, you're practicing. This is practice, and this should still be your main priority. So take 10 to 20 minutes right now, follow this journaling prompt, and remember that everything that you have done up to this point during this challenge, no one can take that away from you. So good job. There's not a lot of people left in the challenge. You have been able to stay consistent throughout it all. Do the submission right now. That's all I'd say at this checkpoint. I'm out. Day 13. Celebrate your progress. Today, I want you to answer the same question that you answered on day 1. So for today's action step, I want you to again rate yourself how you're currently living your life in these 4 areas: physical health, mental health, productivity, and mindset, on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being the highest possible score and 1 being the worst possible score. I want you to rate yourself before you look at your old submissions, and then I want you to also insert your day 1 ratings. This way, you and I will both know if this has been effective. You will know if your life has actually improved during this challenge, and I will know that the things I'm talking right here isn't just words coming out of my mouth. So go and do that after this video. What's the next step? I know that some people will quit after this challenge. They will think that, all right, I've done this, I've tried this, nice, I'll go back to my old life now. I don't want that to happen for you. So because of that, tomorrow is just going to be about your next step in how you're going to continue this journey. So for today, I just want you to answer and rate yourself yet again, and let's see how much progress you've actually made. I'm very excited for you to see the things I've got prepared for you tomorrow. That's all I'd say at this checkpoint. Really good job. I'm out. Hey, it's Incognito from the future. You've finished watching this episode, and if you felt like you got value from this video and you enjoyed the video, the only thing I want to ask you is your honest opinion about what you thought about the video and what you would like to see next. We consistently try to make each video better so that we can help you and even more people on YouTube here with free content. So the only thing I'd like to ask is your feedback and what you'd like to see next. Bye-bye.